I've been speaking with a lot of B2B marketers recently who are using Account Engagement or Pardot, and they're considering a migration over to either HubSpot or Marketing Cloud next. So what I thought I'd do is go through a top level architectural diagram just to walk you through the nuances and considerations for either approach. So if we start with Pardot, the integration itself is managed via a connector. So all the permissions and the data flow is handled via this connector. We have prospects that allows you to read and write over leads and contacts, but everything else is pretty much read only. So when we refer to a move to HubSpot, we often refer to this as a bit of an upgrade, primarily because the architecture is very, very similar. However, the integration is stronger. So companies or accounts, deals or opportunities can be read and write. So HubSpot can create records, it can overwrite information and feed that information back to Salesforce if that's the preferred behavior. We can manage it all via the connector. But then it also allows for custom objects, which can be integrated, and again, read-write access, which is really, really powerful. So it's an upgrade on the connection itself, but also a real big factor for Pardot teams migrating over is the fact that their team structure and team makeup doesn't need to change. So if you have copywriters, designers, traditional marketers, they don't need to pick up any extra skill sets to be able to use HubSpot. And if anything, it allows them this centralized space for marketing within HubSpot. So ads, social, etc., can all be managed in one place. One of our clients put it quite nicely in the fact that Salesforce is for sales and HubSpot is for marketers. It's these two systems that can bring in all of the different apps and data that they need to do their job. One consideration for a migration to HubSpot is that it isn't one click and it's done. There is a translation of business processes, automations, assets, emails, landing pages, etc., that need to be rebuilt and set up within HubSpot when you're moving from Pardot over to HubSpot. Now, just a note on AI, because this is quite important. HubSpot has built-in out-of-the-box agents and a built-in assistant called Breeze, which can help you interrogate data. But what some of our other clients are doing, especially the ones with Claude Enterprise licenses, they're using HubSpot via the Marketplace app. So they're integrating Claude into HubSpot, and they're able to then interrogate their Salesforce data because it all syncs across. So if it comes to reporting time, they can create dashboards, they can create all sorts of wonderful assets with Claude because it's integrated into HubSpot. And that's an architecture that you might opt for if you have a similar sort of setup. Moving to Marketing Cloud next. Now, Salesforce referred to this as convergence. I personally refer to it as a bit of an overhaul of marketing operations, primarily because there is a difference in architecture, which you can already see. The layer, which is in between Salesforce and your Marketing Cloud Next platform, is Data 360. Now that's a CDP, it's a customer data platform. So the architectural change there is you are going from Salesforce to Marketing Tool to Salesforce to Data 360 to Marketing Tool. So, and how this works is Data 360 will ingest the data from Salesforce as well as lots of other data sources and create a unified individual. So you can have all of your normal sales data and engagement data and invoices and purchases and all of this history about the individual for then usage within marketing campaigns. Naturally, with an approach like this, it may change the makeup of your marketing team, primarily because you're going to need more technical marketers and technical skills within the team because everything is built on Salesforce Flow, whether it's an automation, a journey, an opt-in flow, it's all built on Salesforce Flow. And a key question when looking at Marketing Cloud Next is who is going to own Marketing Cloud Next? Probably the marketing team. Who's going to own Data 360 and the unified individual? That could be the business operations, the IT team, the Salesforce admin, but it's not going to be the marketing team. The marketing team will probably have responsibility over the unified individual, but not Data 360 as a platform. So it's a consideration there about responsibilities and accountability, etc. With AI, companies tend to lean on Agentforce if they already have Data 360. So there's an easy in there because it's built off of Data 360. And then a consideration is the credit model. How are we going to fuel Marketing Cloud Next campaigns, and how are we going to ingest data? What data are we going to ingest, and how does that impact the credit model moving forwards? So lots of questions around this overhauled marketing operations approach. So I'll leave it there. Hopefully that was helpful. If you're thinking of migrating off Pardot, please do reach out, drop me a message on LinkedIn, go to marcloud.com and fill in our forms, contact forms, or book a meeting. And also, if you comment on the post, Pardot, I'll send you this diagram if it's useful. But please do reach out if you've got any questions, and we can go into much more detail than I have done on this video.